Hello everyone. Today's session is for auto accounting in AR. So how auto accounting works and what are the setup is required and how the account for receivable revenue these account is derived on the transaction level. So I will show you one by one. So let's start. First I will go to auto accounting setup. Setup transaction auto accounting. Okay. So if you are doing the fresh implementation, then you have to select the type. These all are the types. So for what you have to use, okay, these all types. Say for example, auto invoice clearing. Okay, this is for auto invoice import. Okay, bills receivable. If you are using the bills receivable functionality, this I will upload one more video for bills receivable, how bills receivable is works and what are the setups. So that's why end of the video I asked to subscribe my channel to get a new video updates. Okay, so when you use the bills receivable, so you have to also set up for factor bills receivable and remitted bills receivable. Okay, and unbilled receivable, unpaid bills receivable. So these are the type you have to use for bills receivable. Okay, for normal transaction type, so which we use the transactions type. So we use freight, receivable, revenue, tax. Okay, so these are the types. So from where you want to drive the account for these types. So in the today's session, I will only tell you the types for revenue and receivable, okay, and tax also. Okay, so if you are doing the fresh implementation, so you have to choose first receivable. Okay, then you have to give the source value from where you want to pick. Okay, same for revenue and tax. So it's not my fresh implementation. So I have already these values. So I will just go on that type and will change the values for segment value from where I want to pick the accounts and I will show you. The first, let's go to receivable. Okay. So here accounts. Okay. These all are the segments of your chart of account. This table name. Table name means from where you want to pick the value. You want to derive the value from sales rep, site, and transaction types. Normally we use a transaction type. In some of the cases, like some of the organizations use sites. Okay, so in all segments, you can see the table name are same. Okay, so for example, okay, you are defining a new type for fresh implementation. Okay, for receivable. So company, of course, you have one value for company, so you have to give the constant value. Department, yeah, if you are using the department, this should be derived from the site. Site means customer site, okay, or transaction type, or you want to give a default value. Okay, so based on your business requirement, you can choose the value here. Okay, for accounts, mainly our focus is on the accounts. Okay, the accounts from where we want to drive the account. So first scenario I will prepare, I will give the accounts custom accounts. Means I will select the account here 1210. Okay, so what will happen now? These are the constant value when I will open the transaction screen and I will create a transaction. So by default, this account will be derived on the distribution level. Okay, but you can override on the transaction level, and you if you have customized SLA, so through the customized SLA also, I mean it will be derived. Okay, so customized SLA, it will ignore the accounts on the transaction level, whatever accounts. Okay, it will follow your SLA rules. Okay, so on this one also I will give a I will upload the video for SLA customization also. So different type of customization in SLA. Okay, so I will save now. Same for revenue account. I'm using this account for revenue. I will save it. So this is the first scenario. I'm just giving default value, and now I will check on the transaction type. What are the value will be derived? So these all default values should be derived on the transaction level. Let me just copy this account for revenue and this account for receivable. So let's close this screen. Go to transaction. Okay. So I will choose transaction customer number 2636. This is my customer. Go to line, $100. Now I will go to distribution. Select for all lines. Now you can see for receivable, I have given 1210. This code combination I have given on the auto accounting setup, right? So auto accounting, what is auto accounting? Auto accounting is used for to use the account for the receivable, revenue, freight, whatever accounts. Okay, means for types. Okay, from where the account should be derived. So for that we use the auto accounting and auto accounting setup. Auto accounting decide based on your parameter which you have given on the auto accounting for the specific type, and type may be receivable, revenue, tax, freight, bills receivable, unearned. Okay, so these are the types. So this is our first scenario. So we can see the accounts is derived based on the default value which we have given. Okay, so now the second scenario. Now the second scenario, again I will go to auto accounting, control F11, and in the receivable, what I will do, I will change account from table name, transaction type. Okay, so what will happen now when we define the transaction type? If this transaction having the accounts, then auto accounting will drive the account and it will associate the account from the transaction type. Else it will be else it will be null because you don't have accounts on the transaction type. Okay, so in the transaction type, I will show you the both scenario. What will happen if you give on the transaction type account or if you leave the accounts null on the transaction type. So what will happen? Okay, but here we will give accounts table name as a transaction type. So same I will do for revenue. But you can't choose the same, means you can choose the value for segment same time table name and constant. You have to either table name or constant, not two value you can give the same time. No, I will choose transaction type. I will save it. Now I will go to the transaction type setup. Okay, I'm using this type. Okay, Okay, this is a transaction type. So what I will do, I will remove first, just give the account here. Okay, one, two. Uh, the receivable APR clearing. Okay, okay. So and revenue is 4130. Okay, so we will save it. Just we will copy this. So we will come to know which account we have given. This is receivable. This is for revenue. Okay. Now let's go to the transaction. Uh, Transaction 2636. To distribution. So if you see now in second scenario, we have given the type on auto accounting uh, as a transaction type. In the transaction type, we have given these two accounts for receivable and revenue. So now you can see on invoice distribution, by default it's come receivable 1214 and revenue 4130. Okay, but here you want to change the value, you can change also. Okay, so this is like how auto account is working and driving the accounts. Okay, now let's go to the third scenario. Okay, we'll go to auto accounting setup again. Auto accounting. Now we will change transaction type to sites. Site means customer site. So it will pick the account from the customer site for both receivable and revenue. Okay, save it. Now we'll go to the customer. Customer number is 2636. We will search our customer and we will go to the accounts, and in the sites we will click on details, go to business purpose and go to details. So now you can see here there is no receivable revenue account. Okay, so if we give receivable accounts, say for example, I will change this account 1215. Okay, so I'm using 1216 account. And for revenue, 4140. So I will apply now on the customer level. Again I will go to the transaction 2636. to distribution, all lines. I will click on the all lines. Now you can see the accounts 1216 which I use on the customer level, and for revenue 4140. Okay, so I hope the concept is clear for you how auto accounting work. Now again we will go to auto accounting and I will show you the remaining table names for the type. Okay, for the receivable. Now the last one is sales rep. Okay, generally it's very rarely used. Okay, so if the company is having the salesperson, okay, and from the salesperson, okay, they want to pick the accounts, okay, for the different salesperson, okay, but in that case, it's like a lengthy process for the companies also, okay, so and they don't want to use okay sales reps, okay, but anyway, okay, if any organization they want to use sales reps, so I will show you the process for sales rep also. So I will select sales rep on receivable and revenue. Okay, for the sales reps, okay, you can go to CRM responsibility or order management responsibility. Any responsibility you can go. So I'm using order management responsibility. I will go to setup. Setup here is sales and salesperson. So if you have existing one, so which you want to define the accounts, or you can create a new one. So I will create a new one. ABC sales rep. I will go to receivable, category others, ABC sales rep. I will drag bar to the right, and there is account, freight account, uh, revenue account, and receivable account. First, I will give the revenue account, so I can copy the revenue account from here. Okay, so we will give the revenue account here on the sales rep. So in the sales rep, we will use the accounts sales rep, 4180, and for receivable, and we will save it. Okay, so here whatever account you will give here, so it will be derived to the transaction level from the auto accounting. If the type and table name is selected as a sales rep. Okay, so I am not given the freight account. If you are using the freight account, so you can get the freight account also. So I will close this one. Okay, and just make sure, okay, for the sales rep number, because I have to link this salesperson to the customer. We'll go to customer and the receiver responsibility. Otherwise, how the system will know, okay, this is a sales rep, okay, and for this customer. So I will go to customer and search for my customer, which I have to link. Site details, business purpose, and click on the details. So now here you can see salesperson. In the salesperson, I will select ABC ABC sales rep, which I have given. So now the sales rep is linked with the customer. Okay. So if I select this customer on the transaction, so the accounting will be picked from the sales rep. I will go to transaction. Go to line. Distribution. All lines. So you can see we have given accounts on the sales rep. 11504 for receivable and 41804 for revenue. Okay. So this is our fourth scenario. Now let's go to the last scenario. Setup, same auto accounting. And the receivable, we have covered all the table times, sales rep, site, transaction time. We'll go to revenue now. Okay. So if you see in the revenue, there is one more table name, which is standard line. Okay. So we will use the standard lines. So click on the standard lines and save it. So what will happen when you select the standard line? Standard lines. Standard lines means there won't be any accounts on the transaction level if you select account table name as a standard line for the revenue type. This is only for the revenue type. So now if we go on the transaction type, so there won't be any account there. So you have to select manually this account line. Go to distribution. So you can see the receivable is coming from our sales rep, but revenue we have selected for revenue standard. So you can see there is no account for standard. So this is the concept of auto accounting, and I have shown the live scenario for all the auto accounting table names and for type. So if you have any query for this topic, please comment me. I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. And thank you for watching my channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe my channel, The Oracle King, on YouTube, and subscribe live so you will get the new updates whenever I will upload my new videos. So you will get the update. So very soon I will upload very interesting topics video with the full detailed description with the scenarios, logbox, how to use a logbox, and what are the files, how we receive the files from bank, and how to load file into Oracle, and how we submit the programs, all these things. Okay. And how the transaction is applied with the receipt automatically within a minute, everything is done. Okay. Just we should have a file from bank. Okay. And bills receivable topics and EV tags and AP. There are so many topics, very interesting topic with the live a live business scenario. Okay. I will load the videos for all topics. So yeah, I will try to upload more videos in a week. Okay. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.